Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. This is Inky, and here I'll be showing you how I made this simple blouse that you're seeing on the screen. It's a blouse that has a funnel sleeves, and also it's a very simple blouse that you can make in just 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes. So the explanation is detailed because I explained how to cut and also how to sew it, how to finish it, and how to achieve a finished look on this blouse. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is to know how to first of all fold. So I'll be folding the bodies first. So we'll be cutting the bodies first. So when you're folding, first of all, fold into two. Then after you have folded into two, then you can fold into four. And the measurement you will use to fold is your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. So after I have done that, then I will input the blouse length because this is for UK size 10. Blouse length is 22 inches and with sewing allowance on the hemline and also on the shoulder. So I added half inch sewing allowance on the shoulder before I input the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is 8 inches. Because this is on fold already, I'm cutting the front and the back together. So that is why I said I folded into 4. So the next thing to do is to input all the vertical measurements. All the vertical measurements are input here, the breast point, the under bust, and also the half length. Though I don't need the under bust measurement here, but I just input it so that I will just be seeing it. It's not really necessary to input the under bust measurement because it's a free top. And also you just come up from the bust line by 2 inches, and then I connect the shoulder measurement to that upper chest. Then after that I input the armhole curve. So the armhole curve is what I just input. Then I input 3 inches for the neck width for both front and back. Then 1 inch depth for back. Then 2.5 depth for front. So because it's a kind of neck that is not too deep. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll input the circumference measurement on the bust line, which is the circumference measurement divided by 4. Then I have 9 inches thereabout, and I added 2 inches sewing allowance. So the ease is there already. Then I'll connect it to the hem line like so. It's very simple to cut, and it's something that a beginner can also do. So after I have done the drafting, then I'll take the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope is by 0.5. Then I'll just slope it down by the 0.5. Remember, we have added the sewing allowance on the hemline and also on the shoulder. So the next thing is to do the cutting. So I'm trying to check the armhole curve if it corresponds with the armhole circumference. Then notch the center front and center back together. Then separate the front from the back in order to remove the front neckline, because the front neckline is deeper than the back neckline. Then I'll just cut the front like so. The both neckline has been cut. Then the next thing to do is to slit the center back by 6 inches for ease while wearing. Then we are done. So we move to the sleeves. The sleeves fold into two, then afterwards fold in bias. So when you're folding in bias, it's not a complete it's not a full circle that I'm making. It's just like I'm making a half circle. So when you fold into like that, then you take the starting point for your sleeve, then take 5.5 for the sleeve cap. Then after you have done that, connect it. Make sure you input the armhole circumference here. The armhole circumference must be here so that it will fit into the armhole on the bodies. So input the sleeve length plus sewing allowance of 2 inches here. So the sleeve length is 22 inches in my own case. Then I input 2 inches sewing allowance. So the sewing allowance will be 1.5 on the hemline of the sleeve and the half on the armhole. So that by the time you want to fix it, the half will serve as the sewing allowance of the armhole. So after that, the sleeve is as simple as that. Cut the way I'm cutting. Then you have your funnel sleeves. So this is the funnel sleeves, and after I've done that, then I can notch the sleeve at the top. Then the next thing is to join the bodies. The bodies, I'm going the shoulder to shoulder measurement. I will join the shoulder to shoulder by half of an inch. Then after I have done that, I'll start to pipe the neck. So here the back slit will be piped with bias, but before you do that, first of all create hook at the back, center back. So I'm going to fold my bias into two, just fold it into two and stitch. So the length of the hook is just 2 inches. So I'll be folding the hook into two like this, then I'll place it. So after you have placed it, then you place another bias for the piping of the slit, of the back slit. So before that, fold half inches on the bias. I'm going to fold half inches on the bias for to create a neat finished look. So here, make sure you use your scissors to slit that curved area so that it will relax. So after I have slitted it, then I will turn like so, then complete the piping of the slit this way. So I'm going to cut it off in this way, and after I have done that, then I will turn from the right side to the wrong side. Remember, the bias was placed on the right side before we now turn to the wrong side. So I'll finish it on the wrong side this way. So I'll just fold it up. Just the sewing allowance is on the bias already. Just follow the sewing allowance that is on the bias tape. So this is what I have. So I'm done with the slit. Then the next one is the piping of the neck. The front neck and the back neck will now be piped together right away. So piping the neckline, you're going to fold your bias tape like so. Just fold half inch. This is to create a neat finishing. So after you have folded, then you can place it on the neckline, starting from the extreme edge. Then go ahead, because there is a sewing allowance of, there is a fold on your bias tape. The fold is just like a quarter of an inch. Just follow the fold. The fold will now serve as your sewing allowance. It will serve as your sewing allowance. Just follow the fold, then straight away use that sewing allowance to complete your piping. So I'll just go ahead and we are almost done. This is the first step. Then I'm going to fold to the wrong side. So fold half inch here also. Remember to fold half inch here also to give it a neat finish look at the edge. So I'll fold to the wrong side right now. Fold to the wrong side. Just follow the sewing allowance on the bias. Then stitch to the tip of the bias tape. Stitch on the tip of the bias tape after you have folded. So we are folding on the wrong side right now so that the bias tape will not show on the right side of the fabric. So after I am done with this, just do it carefully because it's where the neatness of the work lies. So I'm done. Then this is the finished look. You can see it's very neat. It's very neat, and the neck relax very well. So I'm done with the piping of the neck right away. The next thing is to turn to the wrong side and input the sewing allowance. The sewing allowance may be half of an inch or 1 inch, depending on the type of sewing allowance, the measurement you put. So I will just join the two sides. Then I will turn to the right side. After I have done that, in order to be able to finish the hemline of the bodies. So the hemline will be finished in such a way that you're going to fold the first half and also the second half. Then stitch to the tip. Stitch to the tip. So I'll just go ahead and do that to finish the hemline of the bodies. So do that carefully. Although I fast forwarded here, but when you're doing it, do it carefully because the finishing of the work depends on this area. So all these little tips are very essential while you are making your simple free top. So I'll just go ahead and I'm almost done. Then we'll move to the sleeve, the sewing of the sleeve. So it's only the sleeve that I cut lining. I cut lining for the sleeve because I want a neat finishing. Then just make sure the lining is shorter than the main fabric by 1 inches or 1.5, depends on you. Then attach on the hemline of the sleeve, attach with 1/2 inch. Attach the lining to the sleeve with 1/2 inch. And after you have done that, trim all the excesses. Then fold sleeves into two, placing the right side of the fabric on fabric and that of lining on lining. Just follow what I am doing in order to be able to have a nice finish. I don't want the sewing allowance on the sleeve to be showing outside. I want it to be concealed. That's why I'm doing this. So I will use the main fabric to match the main fabric and the lining to match the lining, placing the right side on each other. Then afterwards I will turn to the right side. So that's what I'll be doing right now. I'll use sewing allowance of 1/2 inch to do that. So I'll start from the main fabric. So I'm working on the wrong side right away, as you can see. So I'll go ahead. Then after I have done that, I will now turn the sleeve to the right side. So when you are turning, this is the way you turn the sleeve from inside to outside. So just turn this. You can see the sewing allowance that it is concealed, it is not showing. That's where I'm touching, and that is what I want to achieve, so that when you raise your hand, sewing allowance will not be showing. I don't need an overlocking machine to finish this part because it has been concealed. It will make the work very neat inside. So after I have done that, I'm going to match the main fabric to the lining in order to be able to fix the sleeve properly, so that when I'm fixing the sleeve I will not have issues. That's why I'm doing this. And whatever I have done to one sleeve, remember I will do that to the other. So the next thing to do here is to go and iron, and after I iron the sleeve, I'll come and fix the sleeve to the armhole on the bodies. Then another thing is that make sure you confirm that the armhole circumference on the sleeve matches with the armhole circumference on the bodies. And I have done that while cutting. I made sure that the armhole circumference on the sleeve and that of the bodies matches with each other. Then after you have done that, fix the sleeve like so. Match it up. Fixing the sleeve on the bodies is very easy. Then from the neckline, pull the sleeve out like so that it will be easy for you to fix it on the body. So I'll just use my pin to attach it. Use your pin to attach it first so that it will be easy for you. Then after I have done that, then I will now go ahead and stitch with sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. So you can see it's very simple to make this simple top, and it goes with your trousers, with your pants, and also with skirt. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and give us a thumbs up. And also you can leave your comment in the comment section if you have anything to say about this tutorial. So after I'm done with the fixing of the sleeve, the next thing to do is I think we are almost done. So after the fixing, I'll just turn to the right side. I'll turn to the right side to see what I have done, whether the sleeve relaxed very well, whether there is no pleat or there is no fold. So I'll just check that out. So you can see it's very neat. Then I'll go ahead and give it a nice press. So we are done with the tutorial, and this is the outcome. This is the result of what I have made. It's simple, but it's very, very beautiful. And you can, I told you it goes with pants or skirt. And oh, I didn't tell you I made a belt. So after I finished making the blouse, I just thought of it that a belt would be nice. So I made a belt. The belt is 2.5 inches on fold, and if it is not on fold, that means it will be 5 inches, and the length is 80 inches. So it is 80 inches long and 2.5 inches wide on fold. So I think that's all you need to make this beautiful blouse. Very, very beautiful and nice. So I will see you in my next tutorial. Until then, take good care of yourself. Bye.